All right, today we are going to turn our drawings into a stamp, and we're going to use these styrofoam pieces. At home, if you would like to do this, you can use old to-go containers. They look like this. So if you go out to dinner, you can use the lids of containers. You can use, these are like meat trays. If you buy meat at the store, just wash them off and you can use the bottom and carve into it, just like this. This is kind of a similar thing. The first step you're going to do, you're going to need scissors and you're going to need tape. You can get these in the community art supply store or the front of the classroom. You can use masking tape, scotch tape. It really doesn't matter. So just one roll per table, share them, because we don't have enough rolls for everyone to use. So the first step you're going to do is whatever drawing you choose, whatever you outlined in marker, you're going to simply cut out. So cut, cut, cut. Do your best to stay on the lines. Like this. Yep. Looking good. All right. And then you have your square, and you're going to tape it onto your styrofoam. This, just move out of the way for now. You might be able to use that later or take it home to make a stamp. We'll see if we have time for that. So now you're going to take your styrofoam, you're going to take your cutout drawing, place it on the styrofoam, and you're going to use tape, either the masking tape or clear tape. It doesn't matter. You need just a little itty bitty piece, not that big, super tiny, and you're just going to tape the top on. Try to make sure it's straight. If it's like this, it's not going to turn out very nice. So keep it straight on there as best as you can. Doesn't have to be perfect, because this is the first time we're doing this. So it's okay if we make some mistakes. But as long as we take our time, it should turn out pretty good. So you're doing 1, 2, 3. And make sure it's not bubbling up. Mine's starting to bubble up. Make sure it's flat, so I need to retape that part. I'm just going to take that part off. Smooth it out with my hand, hold it down, and then tape it. That way it's flat as it can be. And I need one more little baby piece here. Alright, and we have tape on all 4 sides. So let's get that started first. We're going to do that before we do the next part. So now we are done with the tape and the scissors. So those can be put away. We can return those back to where they came from. Either in the front of the class or the community art supply store. I will let you know where to put them. Next part is we're going to use a pen, which we can get in the front of the class or the community art supply store. And we're going to have this on your table. Okay, and we don't need that. Let's get that out of the way. And we're going to trace all of our lines and all of our shapes. So make sure when you do this, you are pressing hard, and you might even rip the paper a little bit. One thing to be aware of is if you press too hard, you don't want a total rip in your paper, but you want to press down as hard as you can and hold the paper down while you do this. And maybe follow along with your fingers so you can feel the parts that you carved in. So we are carving. We're carving and tracing. So I'm feeling this. I can tell I didn't go over it with my pen because I don't feel an indent. So you're going to go over that. Like this. Push down pretty hard. Your hand should kind of hurt a little bit. That's how hard you should be pressing. And you're just following those lines and carving in. So I'm going to fast forward this part so you don't have to sit here and watch me do this, because that would be so boring. And then you can get to work faster. Okay, now you want to make sure you've gone over all your lines. So you're going to take your fingers, those are going to be your tools today, and you're just going to run your hands over all these lines. I feel them, they're bumpy, they feel like they've been carved in, because that's what we've been doing is carving. These feel good, the petals, I've gotten all the petals. Gotten the whole outline. Her eyes are all outlined. I can feel it because it's rough, and her eyebrows, I can feel it. It has a texture to it. And all of those parts I've carved in. Yeah, looks good. So you need to make sure before you're done that you run your fingers over all of these parts. So let's go ahead and start carving, tracing, and transferring your drawing to Styrofoam. So go ahead and do that now. Okay, most of you should be almost done or already finished carving into, or I should say tracing your picture. Right? Everyone should have gotten pretty close to that. If you're not done with that, that's okay. I'm just going to show the next part so that everyone knows what to do when they are done. So the next part is this. You're going to turn your Styrofoam upside down. You're going to take the tape off as gently as possible. The masking tape is stickier than the other tape. It might be a little difficult to get off. And if you get all three of these sides off, you can just pull this off. I like this. And you can see you've got like this carved imprint. And if you push down really hard, then you'll be able to see it more than if you didn't. So you can kind of see mine transferred pretty nicely. Take this, put it out of the way. You can take it home, throw it away. It's up to you. If you want to keep it, you can take the tape off, or I suggest folding the tape over like this so it's just hidden. That way you don't rip it if you want to take it home. So, all right, there you go. So there's another step to this before we can start printing with these. What you need to do is you need to take your pen and you need to go over your lines again. Again? Why? Well, this is because the deeper your lines are carved in, the better your stamps are going to be. So you're going to take your pen, and your pen doesn't have to work. Mine doesn't really work. It might be helpful to see if your pen works, but it's not required. And then you're just carving into that. See how I went over that a couple of times? I got my pen working, so that's kind of nice. And you're just carving in, pushing down is pretty hard, almost as hard as you can. You're not going to punch a hole through this, so you can go over it 1 or 2 times. The deeper that is, the deeper the carve is, the better your stamp is going to turn out. So I would say go over each of your lines 2 times with a pen. There you go. Because that's what I'm doing 2 times. I'm going to fast forward this so you can see me do this very quickly, because otherwise it would be so boring for you to sit here and watch me do this for the next 10 minutes. So we're going to do that.